Welcome to your first ever center recording. So you are going to be watching these notes. Pause where you need to. Make sure that you record these notes. We are going to be talking about polygons and their attributes. Polygon is a fancy way of saying a shape. A shape, poly, prefix poly, P-O-L-Y. Poly means many. Gon, G-O-N, that's suffix. Gon means shape. So, many shapes. So, anything that has sides on it is a polygon. Attributes, this other big word down here. Attributes are things that make it up. What makes it what it is? So, attributes of Miss Doyle would be I have brown hair, brown eyes, I teach science. Attributes of a classroom would be there's a door, there's desks, there's chairs, there's kids in them. Alright, so let's get going on our notes. So, first of all, let's define polygon. Remember how we already talked about the prefix poly means many, gon means shapes. So, many shapes. So, in order to be a polygon, these are bullet points, by the way, you have to have 3 or more sides. Remember, this symbol means greater or equal to. So, you need to have 3 or more sides, and they all need to be connected. So that is not a polygon. A triangle is a polygon. Well, what about this one? It has 3 sides, but are they connected? No, so that is not a polygon. A square is a polygon because it has more than 3 sides and they're all connected. A pentagon is a polygon because it has 5 sides and it's all connected. A circle is a polygon. Everything's connected, but does it have 3 or more sides? No, it's just one big side. Make sure that you have written down these different examples down here. So, next thing, let's talk about prefixes. Prefix, remember, that's when you stick something in front of a word to change the meaning a little bit. The first one is tri. Tri means 3. 3-sided, so a triangle. And look, there's even 1, 2, 3. 3, tri. Next one is quad, like quadrilateral. There are 4 letters in that prefix, so it is a 4-sided object. A square, a rectangle, a rhombus. Remember, rhombus is a fancy way of saying diamond. Those are all quadrilaterals. Remember the prefix quad, Q-U-A-D. There's 4 letters in it, 4 sides. Continuing on with that theme, here's our next one, penta, P-E-N-T-A. Guess what, guys? There are 5 letters that make up the prefix penta. So guess how many sides there are? 5. So pentagons are 5-sided shapes. Our next one, hexagon, 6-sided. Septagon is 7. Think of the octopus in Finding Dory. He was a septopus, meaning he only had 7 arms. Septa. So the first 3 are pretty easy. Tri, quad, and penta, because tri has 3 letters, 3 sides. Quad, Q-U-A-D, 4 letters, 4 sides. Penta, 5 letters, 5 sides. And these are all different types of polygons. Next ones. Octo, or octa, has 8 sides. So the most famous one would be a stop sign. Oops. Octagon. A nona. I've never seen this one asked, but this is 9-sided. Deca. This one is important for y'all guys to know. Decagon has 10 sides. Like a decade. Think about that prefix, decade. Has the prefix deca. Decade equals 10 years. Oops. So, decagon has 10 sides. Now we're going to start talking about attributes. We went over some basic naming for polygons. All those are polygons. Remember, polygon has 3 or more sides. They're all connected. Now let's talk about our attributes. Right here, those little points, we have a rectangle and a triangle. Those are your vertices. You don't have to know the actual word vertices, but it's just good little knowledge. Vertices, those are your edges. Here's the part that you have to know. If you see this little symbol right here where there's two little hash marks, that means that this side and this side are the same length. So if I have this and this, those two little hash marks on each of those sides, it means that these two sides of the triangle, this side and this side, are the same length. A fancy word that you do need to know is called congruent. Congruent means same. So these two sides, those little hash marks, those are congruent sides. Now I'm going to blow your mind a little bit more. And honestly, guys, this is a review from 5th grade. If it's two little things like that, it means that this side and this side are the same length. But it's different than this side and this side. So, but I mean, that's pretty obvious, right? It's a rectangle. Same over here. I have those two little hash marks right there. That tells me that that third side of the triangle, this side right here, is a different length than the other two. It's important to know what those little tick marks mean. Those little tick marks mean that they are congruent. Now I'm going to go on to the next thing. Okay, so same thing. I'm going to even bring back in our little tick marks. Oops. Nah, that's fine. So, once again, these two sides are the same. And the other ones with the double tick marks are different size. Last thing that you need to know for today's lesson. I'm going to change the color. Once again, let's do green. Right here, when you see like a little bubble, that means that those are angles. So it can mean that all four of these have the same angle. See how they're all the same color and there's only one of them? That means that all four of those are congruent angles. Now over here on this triangle, we could say that, I don't want that one, this one and this one. See how they both have green? Those are congruent angles, meaning that their angles are the same size. But this one, see how it's a different color? And a lot of times it'll be doubled up like that. That means that it is a different angle than the other two. Now this gets really big into play. I got a minute left, I can do these. Let's say that I have this bad boy right here. Those little angle symbols. So this one and this one, those are congruent angles. Their angles are the same. These two angles are the same angle measurement. But this one is a different. So we have three different angles. And they each are either doubled, oh, whoops, three. So it's kind of all three of those, or these three, see how there's three lines? That means that that's a third different angle. These two, it's a different angle from this one. Anyway, those are the big things that you have to learn. You need to know what the tick marks mean, what the little slashy things mean. You need to know the word congruent. And you need to know your prefixes. Alright, so this is the point where I stop notes. You don't have to copy down anymore.